Welcome to the Wino Diaries, chewing the fat with C.WAF. Today we are drinking a Sauska 2013 Villány Rosé.
Hello. Hi, we're C.WAF. Welcome to episode 6 of the Wino Diaries. Today is a special day because we have our very first guest on the show.
Artist, photographer, fitspiration model, vegan, raw before four spokesperson, lover and muse for Anthony, and most importantly, the director, editor, and the creative genius behind the Wino Diaries. Please welcome Falcon Cara Griffith. Oh, there she is. Oh, you're welcome.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
It's so weird being on the other side.
Let's get this underway, shall we? Do you like one, Falcon?
Yeah.
Only one
Love
drink is
my
allowed
rosé.
on the Wino Diaries.
Real men drink rosé.
Yes, they do. So we've decided today that it was about time that we got our first guest on, and Falcon was a great choice, we thought, as Falcon designed and painted our entire record. So we thought a good idea would be to talk about some of the artwork that she's done and the inspiration behind it. I definitely poured mine the biggest.
Cheers.
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 So we got a blend of Keck Francos, 46%, Merlot, 28%, Syrah, 22%, Pinot Noir, 2%, Cabernet Franc, 1%, and Cabernet Sauvignon, 1%, selected from Hungary's famed Villány region.
Very nice on a spring day.
They wanted a black and white painting and they wanted it to be crazy, and my inspiration really came from the fact that the album is called Factory, and I wanted it to be also representing my style, which is really just random and kind of touching on surrealism. So like you have all these like random things that don't really necessarily mean anything. I would say that parts of the painting I wanted to be a bit more literal. So like this is actually the exact barn that they recorded the album in.
To scale.
Yeah, it was a tight fit.
And then, you know, like other literal aspects that incorporate lyrics from the album would be, you know, like Coke on the table right next to the bed.
Oh, I never noticed that.
And there was one like rats on the stairs. Rats on the stairs.
And you painted yourself in the bar as well.
I don't know who that is.
So you started it on our very last night of recording up at the barn in Woodstock?
In total, it's about a 3-month process. So I started it in Woodstock because I had the luxury of being able to come up and watch you guys record a little bit.
So it took a few months to paint in total?
Yeah, and the thing is, for my style, I normally like to finish and start painting on the same day. I just don't like the idea of paint drying and then I have to go back and like reblend things. It was a challenge, but it was also amazing to be able to have time to actually really think about what it was that I wanted to paint for this one. I really wanted it to have like a vision behind it.
So now we move to the inside cover. This was the only painting that you'd done well before the album was even conceptualized.
Before you'd even known about us.
Yeah, this painting is a vintage from when I was in high school, actually. My inspiration really came from a surrealist painter named Rosé and I just love the idea of, like, for this one, like having a world within a world. There's a human element because you have the heart and as well, but
On the wrong side.
yeah, which
Perfect.
I mean that wasn't intentional either. So
It
it was one of those. It was just one of those random high school paintings.
So we love this painting so much that we decided to turn it into our official factory t-shirt, which is available on City Walls.
And if you just click right here, you can get one too.
We wanted 2 paintings or pictures that symbolised the two of us on the inside as you opened the album cover. And basically we saw that and was like, that's perfect, let's get a twin.
So this is what Falcon came up with right here.
So going off of the first painting that I did in high school, because obviously they're brothers, I wanted this one to be the complete opposite, just like more dark and moody and just really like weird.
To me, that was the calm. This is the chaos within
Yes.
C.WAF and mine and Dave's relationship, I guess.
I mean, I didn't think of it that deeply, I guess, and like in terms of the psychological aspect of what these two alien heads would mean about you guys or your relationship. But I think that's the cool thing about art is, like, I obviously pick up on these little things, so maybe that is one way that you can interpret it.
So this one's available on a tank top or singlet.
So now we're gonna talk about the back of the album, and for those that don't know, it's a photo of Dave and myself out the front of the barn that we recorded in, and it was taken, I believe, our very last day.
Our last full day
In Woodstock. Yeah, I remember just before that we were out exploring the creeks and rivers.
That's right, and we climbed a hill and I was wearing cowboy boots and it took me about half an hour because I was slipping.
That's great.
So funny.
Beautiful. And we came back and took that while freezing our asses off.
Yeah.
I mean, we all wanted this shot because it just really summed up the whole experience and just was a moment in time that we really wanted to remember. I'm sure when you guys look back at that photo, you remember what the experience was like and
yeah, definitely.
what that felt like.
Very,
what does it feel like?
To me, that was, thank fuck, that's done. Like, oh, we did it.
Right.
Like, thank fuck.
Yeah.
A relief.
Yeah, just because we'd been building, I mean, it was like a year in the making pretty much, so
It was,
even
yeah.
longer. So, because it is quite a stressful situation to be recording, because you never really know how it's going to turn out. So
Yeah.
that's what that represents for me personally, anyway.
But luckily, you guys did make which I think is amazing, and I respect you for it, making that decision where you really didn't want anyone up there with you.
Yeah, we had basically you come the second last day, and then a bunch of our friends came up on the very
Heap of
last
our
day.
friends.
Yeah.
Heaps of our friends.
Heaps and heaps.
They helped us out with some gang vocals on our last track, and we kind of had a end of recording party.
Yeah.
That's great.
I remember Anthony and I looking at each other, giving that. I mean, we'd been there 2 weeks, and then it was just us, the two of us, and our engineer Reed Kendall. So we were kind of looking at each other, going, "Who the fuck are these intruders in our creative space?" But it was a bit weird. Yeah, probably wouldn't do it again like that.
No. I mean, you guys felt like, not like you were aliens or something, no pun intended. Stepping into the house when you were recording, I could feel the energy, like it was very sacred. Not to sound like very, like, you know, but it just felt really special, I should say. Like, you guys
you walked in and you could just smell greatness. It was good. I feel like we needed to re-enter society or whatever, so it was kind of good to...
It took, I mean, remember we were talking when we got back about, like, even 5 days in of being back, like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. So for anyone that wants to find you online or possibly stalk you, where can they go? Let's face it.
You can...
What's your Instagram account?
So, my Instagram account is... I'll just put it here. It's this. This is.
Put it in the show notes.
You can come follow me here. And my Tumblr is here.
So we're going to ask you a question that we ask all our guests, which to this point in time is you. So, when are you happiest?
I would say I'm happiest when I'm surrounded by people that I love. When I feel connected to myself, I really resonate with meditation and exercise, primarily if it's like yoga or riding my bike or jogging, and just taking care of myself from the inside out.
So we've come up with one. The question we're going to ask all our guests, Falcon being the first, is, in one sentence or less, Falcon, when are you happiest?
Well, considering I haven't had any time to think about the answer, I would have to say I'm absolutely happiest when I'm spending quality time with people that I love.
Well, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of the Wino Diaries, our very first with a guest, Miss Falcon. Again. So
my heart.
I do.
So, and tune in next week for another episode where Anthony's actually going to be in a menage a trois with his childhood teddy bear and pound puppy. So enjoy that. So, it can't all be shits and giggles on the Wino Diaries as much as we'd like it to be.
No more fart jokes?
So,
Musky.
Yes. Ew.
when the standard question from the Wino Diaries crew here, Anthony and I. I don't know. Yeah, I know.
What makes you happiest?
When are you happiest?
Fucking hell.
I can answer both though. I can answer both.
No, but we want to stick to one.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
are you happy?
On my beautiful body, drink myself numb and only love